Have you ever felt like you're experiencing life on a completely different wavelength than everyone else? If you've ever heard strange whispers, glimpsed shadowy figures out of the corner of your eye, or found yourself jolted awake at exactly 3 a.m., you're not alone. These aren't just figments of your imagination. They are often signs of a deeper, more profound spiritual awakening. The truth is, once you start vibrating at a higher frequency, the world around you doesn't look or feel the same. You begin to perceive things that others simply can't. This journey, however, is not all light and bliss. Sometimes, it can be downright creepy. Imagine walking through your home and suddenly feeling an intense chill, or having your phone go haywire whenever you're deep in thought. These are just a few of the strange phenomena that tend to follow those on the path of spiritual awakening. But don't worry, these experiences, while unnerving, are actually signs that you're tapping into hidden realms and higher energies. If you've been feeling confused or even frightened by these experiences, stick around. You're about to uncover the secrets behind why these things happen and how they're tied to your spiritual evolution. Keep watching to discover how to embrace these experiences and even use them as tools to deepen your spiritual journey. But be warned, once you open this door, there's no going back. Are you ready to explore the other side? 1. Whispering and voices. Ever had that eerie moment when you're alone, and suddenly, you hear a faint whisper? It's almost like someone's trying to tell you a secret, yet there's no one around. This isn't just a trick of your mind, it's often a sign of high vibration experiences. When someone is on a path of spiritual awakening, they might become attuned to frequencies that most people can't pick up. What sounds like whispering could be messages from higher realms, guides, or even echoes of other dimensions. If you're experiencing this, it might be a call to tune in rather than brush it off as your imagination. These whisperings often manifest during times of deep introspection or moments when you're vibrating at a higher frequency. For those undergoing a spiritual awakening, it's not unusual to hear voices, chimes, or even music when no physical source exists. This might sound like something out of a movie, but it's rooted in the concept that heightened spiritual sensitivity can unlock layers of perception. Scientists like Dr. Dean Radin have explored how our consciousness can pick up on subtle signals that go beyond the ordinary 5 senses. Think of it like tuning into a radio frequency that most people don't have access to. Curiously enough, these auditory experiences tend to happen during quiet, solitary moments, often in the stillness of early mornings. Ever noticed it's particularly intense around 3 a.m., the so-called witching hour? That's no coincidence. At this time, the veil between our world and the spiritual realm is said to be at its thinnest. If you find yourself hearing soft whispers or distant voices during this time, consider it an invitation to explore deeper within. So, what's really going on when you hear that soft whisper? It might be worth staying tuned because, next, we'll explore those shadowy figures that dance in the corners of your vision. 2. Seeing shadows. You're walking through your home, and suddenly, out of the corner of your eye, you catch a fleeting shadow darting away. Was it just a trick of light? Or maybe, something more? For those on a spiritual journey, seeing shadow figures or entities in peripheral vision can be a common experience. It's said that highly vibrational individuals can pick up on subtle energies, often appearing as shadowy forms. These figures aren't necessarily something to fear, they could be glimpses of beings existing in a parallel plane or simply the presence of spiritual guides trying to get your attention. Interestingly, the phenomenon of seeing shadows tends to increase as one's vibration heightens. It's like you've adjusted your spiritual antenna, tuning into signals others miss. Some researchers, such as those studying paranormal psychology, suggest that these shadowy apparitions are energetic imprints, often appearing to those who are sensitive to shifts in frequency. They appear in the periphery because that's where your mind is less likely to dismiss them as illusions. It's as if they are waiting for you to notice, yet reluctant to step into the full light of your consciousness. These shadow figures are often seen in places where energy is concentrated, like sacred spaces or during meditation sessions. If you've been noticing them, try not to let fear take over. Instead, explore it with curiosity. You might start by asking yourself, what message or energy are these figures bringing? Trust your intuition. The shadows in your periphery might be urging you to shift your focus, preparing you for something deeper. And speaking of shifts, have you ever felt an unexpected chill in the air, like a sudden drop in temperature? Let's dig into that next. 3. Temperature drops. Ever been sitting comfortably, only to suddenly feel an icy chill wash over you, as if someone left a window open in the middle of winter? For spiritually sensitive individuals, these sudden temperature drops aren't just random. It's often a sign of spiritual activity or energy shifts nearby. When you're tuned into higher frequencies, you might find yourself feeling these cold spots, especially in areas where the spiritual veil is thin. Some believe this chill represents a spirit trying to make contact or pass through, altering the energy field around you. What's fascinating is that these cold sensations can happen even in the warmest environments, catching you completely off guard. Think about those moments when you're deeply focused or meditating, and out of nowhere, the air around you drops a few degrees. Researchers like Dr. William Roll, who studied poltergeist phenomena, theorize that spirits or energetic entities can affect temperature due to their attempts to manifest in our physical realm. It's almost as if they're drawing on energy from their surroundings to reveal their presence. If you're experiencing these chills frequently, take it as a sign to pause and pay attention. You might notice it happens more often in certain spaces, like old houses or spiritual sanctuaries. Some people even find comfort in these moments, feeling it's their spirit guides watching over them. Next time you feel that cold rush, try not to dismiss it, lean into it. But perhaps the most unsettling feeling of all is when you sense someone watching you, even when you're completely alone. Let's talk about that next. 4. Being watched when alone. Have you ever been alone in a room, yet felt that unmistakable sensation of being watched? It's as if unseen eyes are studying your every move, leaving a tingling sensation on the back of your neck. For those on a high vibrational frequency, this feeling can be more than just paranoia. Often, it's believed to be a sign of heightened spiritual awareness. Those attuned to different dimensions may occasionally perceive beings from other realms, hovering on the edges of our reality. This can be unsettling, but it's often just your sensitivity picking up on energies others might miss. This sensation of being watched isn't merely psychological. Many spiritual practitioners believe it's a side effect of your aura expanding as you awaken spiritually. You become a beacon of light in the energetic realm, naturally attracting attention from entities that operate on different frequencies. Think of it like being a lighthouse in the dark. Your energy draws in beings who are curious, or perhaps even protective. Some experts in metaphysical studies suggest that this feeling may be your spirit guides keeping a watchful eye on you, offering guidance and protection without directly interfering. Interestingly, this heightened awareness often becomes more pronounced in specific locations, like ancient forests or rooms with a lot of history. If you've ever felt eyes on you while meditating or praying, it might not be your imagination. Consider it an invitation to explore who, or what, is present. Next time you get that shiver of being observed, try tuning in rather than turning away. But what if this sensation tends to wake you up at exactly the same time each night, especially around 3 a.m.? That's where the witching hour comes into play. 5. The witching hour. Have you found yourself waking up suddenly at exactly 3 a.m., drenched in that eerie stillness that only exists at that hour? This isn't just a coincidence, it's often linked to spiritual awakening symptoms. Known as the witching hour, this time of night is believed to be when the veil between our world and the spiritual realm is at its thinnest. Those undergoing a spiritual awakening may find themselves waking up around this time, feeling restless or even overwhelmed with energy. It's said to be a moment when the universe is trying to download divine information into your consciousness. Waking up at 3 a.m. can feel unsettling, especially if it happens repeatedly. But instead of reaching for your phone or trying to force yourself back to sleep, consider this as an opportunity for reflection. Many spiritual practitioners believe that this is a time when your guides are attempting to communicate with you. It's a sacred window where messages, insights, or even visions can come through with clarity. Ancient texts often refer to this time as when the soul is most receptive, so try to listen to that inner whisper, whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in the silence. For those on a high vibration path, waking at this hour may be a sign of spiritual downloads, information, guidance, or even healing sent directly to your subconscious. It's no wonder that mystics and shamans have always held rituals around this time. So, next time you find yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., try not to resist it. Use it to connect, to align, and to receive whatever wisdom might be waiting for you. Speaking of strange occurrences, have you ever noticed how electronic devices seem to go haywire when you're around? Let's delve into that next. 6. Electrical devices acting strangely. Ever noticed your phone glitching, lights flickering, or your TV turning off by itself when you're nearby? It's not just a coincidence or faulty wiring, it's often reported by those experiencing high vibration symptoms. When someone's energy is heightened during a spiritual awakening, it can interfere with electrical devices. This is because spiritual energy, especially when intense, can disrupt electromagnetic fields. Think of yourself as a human energy conductor, radiating frequencies that can short-circuit electronics around you. The phenomenon is more common than you might think. For spiritually sensitive people, it's not unusual to walk past a streetlight only to see it flicker off, or to have appliances act up when they're deeply meditating or in an emotionally heightened state. Some researchers, like Dr. Michael Persinger, have explored the impact of strong electromagnetic fields on human consciousness. But what happens when your own energy starts affecting the tech around you? It's as if your spiritual vibration is leaking into the physical world, leaving a trail of flickering lights and stalled devices in its wake. If you're frequently experiencing this, consider it as a sign that your energy is reaching new levels. One practical tip: ground yourself by walking barefoot on the earth or holding grounding crystals like hematite. This can help balance your energy so it doesn't disrupt the electronics around you. So, the next time your computer freezes or your phone inexplicably dies, instead of getting frustrated, take a moment to center yourself. But the journey doesn't stop here. There's so much more to uncover about the hidden experiences of those who vibrate at higher frequencies. So, now that you've discovered the hidden meanings behind those mysterious whispers, shadowy figures, and strange electrical disturbances, what's next for you? You've unlocked insights into the deeper dimensions of spiritual awakening that most people overlook. But here's the real question: how will you use this newfound awareness to transform your life? These signs are not here to scare you, they're an invitation to explore, to awaken, and to connect with the energies that surround you. Ask yourself, are you ready to embrace these high vibration experiences and dive deeper into your spiritual path? Maybe the next time you wake up at 3 a.m. or feel a sudden chill down your spine, instead of feeling fear, you'll lean into it and see where it takes you. What secrets, guidance, or messages might be waiting for you on the other side of this awakening? The universe is always communicating, it's up to you to listen. If you've made it this far, let us know what you think in the comments section below. Continue expanding your consciousness by watching the recommended video that you see on the screen right now.